Bang. Here we are. My plane's landing was brutal. Oh no. That's what Oop said. He said his plane's landing was brutal. He's flying back from an undisclosed location. Won't dox anybody anywhere, but here we are. Two thirds of the way here. But
yes, sir.
We certainly had one of the events of all time this weekend.
I mean, it was an event for one team. Everyone else, it was just who can get second place. I think there should be a trophy for second place, actually.
For this event, there probably should be.
Yeah, just give us a mates versus Vitality, or not mates versus Carmine Corp again.
Yikes!
Have them fight for second place.
But hello and welcome back to the Boost Over Ball podcast. To listeners new and old, hello and welcome to the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Kyle, K-Cube in the top left, and in the right side we got Quili. Hair looking good. How's it going?
How we do. This is actually post. It feels yucky. I sweated and I didn't have any time. I had too much stuff to do. I haven't had time to shower yet, so I am actually quite disgusting. My feet smell real bad right now.
Just like disgusting, just like a Tao and Zen. But we'll talk about that later. On today's episode, we'll be opening by talking about Season 23, the theme, all of the updates that we know about so far. Then we'll be talking about the 2v2 open qualifiers that have concluded for EU, for SAM, and for APAC. We'll then be discussing the teams that have made the top 16 for OCE, SSA, MENA, and NA, given our thoughts and analysis on that, all before ending with our weekly Quili question. For kind of a quote-unquote off-season episode, we got a lot to talk about. Are you ready to jump right in?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So first off, Season 23. The Season 22 ranked rewards have officially come out, and they're player anthems, just as they were leaked to be. So that's good. Something that
it's different.
Something that it is different. We did ask for something different. However, as soon as they added player anthems, I immediately turned them off. I don't listen to them. I don't really use them.
I like mine. I don't even know what mine is anymore. I had Club Leclerc going for a hot minute because I was playing for Team Jersey in a World Cup for MLE, and obviously Italians got a rep Leclerc. It's the most Italian song I could find.
I mean, I know that I rock Oops, I Did It Again, but I don't, I have them turned off.
So the other team has to suffer through it.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yep. If they have it on, which they might not.
As long as you don't, what's the one guy, NF?
Yeah.
Any song by NF pisses me off to the max.
Well, because they just played it so many times at the last Worlds in NA.
If I get scored on, I have to hear, "Whoa, let him go!" I'm crashing out. I'm sorry to my teammate in advance. I'm losing my mind.
Not the Miku song, oof. No.
I did have the Miku song actually for a hot minute as my song. I actually love that one.
But some updates that we now know in the roadmap that are coming to Season 23, and we have gameplay updates. Obviously, they teased it at the Paris Major, but that is demo spawn control. We will also have goal scorer's view in replays, which was a Bacchus mod feature that they're bringing into the main game, and the new United Futura map. So it's the World Cup themed reskin map that they do every season. There will also be an addition of some limited time modes, that being the World Cup limited time game mode, the Jinxie limited time event, and the World Championship limited time event as well. So I would imagine that you'll be able to unlock specific cars and graphics for the World Championships. It seems kind of cool that that they're doing more and more, seemingly, the game and the esport combined. So that's awesome. We also have some quality of life updates, that being custom training velocity adjusters, streamer animizer, ball and car speed graphics, hitbox visualization, and auto skip replay settings option. So the training velocity, the ball and car speed graphics, and hitbox visualization are just more Bacchus mod features that they are bringing into the main game, but nevertheless, I can't complain about it. That's that's a big W there, that they're continuing to bring more and more of these features into the main game for players that don't have access to Bacchus mod or console or players like that. I do kind of wish that they would fix the MMR so you could actually see it in the replay or in the game scoreboard and not just at the end of the game. I don't really care about that at the end of the game, but whatever. It's better than nothing. But seemingly continuing on the momentum that they've garnered from announcing UE6, this is a pretty big update. There's a lot of quality of life updates that people have been asking for in the background that they're bringing forth. The demo spawn controls certainly will be a massive change. Removes just a little bit more RNG from the game and raises the skill ceiling even more, in my personal opinion. But what are your thoughts, and are you excited for Season 23?
I mean, any new season is always going to be a fun experience just because it's something different. Whether how small, how big, that's to be determined. It's subjective, I guess. How much it will affect you. But I mean, demo spawn. I mean, I think it's a cool feature. I think my onset dyslexia is going to take over, and I'm never going to pick the right side, or I'm just going to panic and pick the wrong side. So I don't know how useful it'll be for me. I am mildly stupid. But like,
I think most people that play Rocket League are at least a little.
Yeah.
Cargo burr,
like, that's all we care about. See ball, hit ball. Unless it's boost, then
always boost over ball.
Yeah, goals. Adding the Bacchus mod stuff's a pretty cool feature. Obviously, not the features. I think I actually did always have goal score POV on, but I think it turned itself on. Yeah, and until they get the MMR in game, nothing really is gonna matter to me. But yeah, no, everything else is kind of just like fun little silly things, like Jinxie or the World Cup LTE. So they'll just be more like fun little things. Nothing really I care about because I just get on and queue up twos. I'm really curious to how long it's going to take for the Jinxie thing to make its way around.
Me too.
Because I wonder, like, are like EU or like other region players going to have to just like play on garbage servers and just pray they somehow get a win? Like how's it supposed to travel? Or is it banking on Zen when he comes over to Worlds playing someone that somehow already has it by then, and then he brings it back and then it floods its way there? Like I don't know what they're how it's gonna make its way there, but I assume it will eventually. But yeah, I'm more just curious like how long it's gonna take for the Jinxie thing to get around.
And I'm also curious about that because it's like, is it going to be like so rare you're like, I see a guy on another team that has it, I'm just forfeiting?
Yeah,
like, or also, is it going to be like, I've seen 100 of these and it's only a matter of time before I get it?
It's also a little bit confusing because there's one for being in a match with him, there's one for beating him, and then there's one for winning as his teammate. Which obviously the third one I'm not going to be able to do. I'm champ 1. I'm not in the same lobby as him. I don't know how I'm supposed to win. Does it like matter like whoever wins with him as a teammate then wins with that person as a teammate? Does it keep going? Like, still a little bit confusing or up in the air. So we'll see how it is in practice. But yeah, new season in general, I'm really curious what these songs are. That's actually what I really want to know. What these level reward or these rank reward songs are. Like, how is it just someone just going champion, or someone going diamond?
I'm also curious because like on the roadmap it says if you happen to run into Jinxie in a match, you're in luck, you'll win. If you win together, you'll get the dad's reinforced chair. If you defeat him, you'll get the Jinxie's OG chair topper. Win or lose, you'll get the Bazarai decal.
Yeah.
Do you think it means actually Jinxie, or do you think it means someone who's rocking the title?
I mean, from what it sounded like, it said rock or someone that just has it. It's supposed to be like an infected thing, so like one person gets it, it keeps going. But like, does someone have to be wearing it or using it? Because then like, yeah, you'd have to like find someone that's using that item, or is it just once they come in contact with them, if you beat someone that beat them,
like
they don't have to
their
use
account's
it.
just like infected or whatever, and it doesn't matter if they're using. Yeah, I don't know. That'll be interesting. I'd be interested to see what happens with that, and I'm certainly ready for the new season to happen. I tried queuing the past couple of days. All Smurfs. It's unreal. Like, everyone's trying to get their rank rewards and push up in Smurf and win trade and all that fun stuff.
I got people shit talking me while on accounts that don't even have their 10 ranked game. I like literally the other day I was playing with my buddy an account that doesn't even have their 10 ranked games played. In what are we? It was like 3 days before the season ends. Clearly, that's not his account. He was also hitting flip reset musties off of the wall. Like, clearly, I'm not supposed to be playing this guy. And then he had the nerve to shit talk me, as if I didn't belong there.
Yeah, it's like I'm running into players in like GC1. It's like, oh, they have 20 wins, they have 30 wins on their account, they have 40 wins on their account. I'm like, clearly you're not GC1. This is a new account, and you're way better than that. I know how it goes. We'll talk about it more in NA in what happened with our 2v2 runs, but man, what a time. So I understand that I have done the document a little bit differently, but I am going to try and reorder them because I would like to do... Okay, perfect, it worked. I would like to do EU last.
We're going through all the regions. Oh my lord!
So
there's oh my lord, there's so many.
There's a lot, but we are going to be pretty quick about it, or try to be at least. So in SAM, teams making the top 8 from Group A through the upper bracket, we have the Backyardigans, which is Yan and Swift. We have UFC, which is Lost and Mata. Through the lower bracket, we have BS Plus Competition, which is KV1 and Wisty, and Mai, Karo, Pranoy, Royale, and Klaus. And from Group B in the upper bracket, we have Fios, which is SAD and CRN, and Cruz Credo, which is Drops and Delivery. To the lower bracket, we have Secusary, Suko and Misery, and Zen Touch, which is Razebull and Estro. So making the top 4, we have USC and Cruz Credo, in which Cruz Credo takes the win in Game 7. The Backyardigans take down Tamai Karo Paranoi 4-1. And in the grand finals, Backyardigans sweep Cruz Credo. Yan and Swift take home the RLCS 2v2 SAM Open qualifier, and I went through and I checked because they had the most dominant performance of the regions that have concluded so far, and they went 38-7 on the event and swept through the grand finals, but they don't even come close to Zen and Zatow's dominance. So we're doing EU at the end, so this is a little bit of a preview if you didn't see or didn't hear, but they went 38-7, and they dropped 6 more games than Zen and Zatow did the entire tournament. So, little bit insane.
Losing my mind trying to keep track of who's who with all the new names and like the fact that no one's in org.
Exactly. It gets even crazier when you go to OCE. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but we're going to keep some of these other regions a little bit shorter because we're going to spend most of our time talking about EU and NA as we tend to, and then maybe a little bit more MENA too. But moving over into APAC, from Group A through the upper bracket, we have the Senbi Strikers, which is Furlash and Lunatic. For Kinotrope, we have Maxu and Cash. And through the lower bracket, we have Team Shalom Mid, Nye, and Risk. We have FN Co. with FN Psy and Eco. And from Group B through the upper bracket, we have TSM, the team of Sphinx and Kevin. We have Dangerous, Dan Gorgeous, I don't know, Dansky and Rigoris. And through the lower bracket, we have J-Balls, which is Ballers and J-Box. And we have Nightmare, which is LCT and Muhammad. So making it into the top 4, we have Kinotrope taking down Team Shalom Mid 4-0, and Senbi Strikers losing to TSM 4-1. And in the grand finals, we have Kinotrope taking down TSM 4-1. So an all APAC team in the grand finals. That's awesome. No region transfers for that Sphinx and Kevin team. And Cash finally makes his LAN appearance from APAC as he was denied by that TSM roster throughout the rest of the season. Cash, an English player formerly playing in EU who has moved over into APAC here. So Cash finally makes his LAN alongside Maxu, who is originally Irish but is now technically considered a full-time APAC player because he lives there. So any thoughts on any of these teams, or is this kind of what you expected? Like, as much as you could have, at least.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, with Sam, obviously, that I have to go back and look at their freaking name. What was the name? Who went to the grand finals? Cruz Credo. No, Cruz Credo, the one that went against them, was a rather unknown level of opponent. So obviously not the same in this instance. This went more as expected. You get TSM and Kinotrope in the finals. And dominant fashion, Kinotrope takes them down. So those Sphinx is good. Not good enough to take him down. I wonder what Catalysm was doing.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. He did not make
I feel like
the top 8.
I was gonna say, did he pick someone else as a team? I don't know. I wonder why it wasn't Sphinx and Catalysm as teammates.
I'm not sure. That is a very good question.
We'll ask him at Worlds.
Yeah.
Do you regret not teaming up with Catalysm for twos?
Maybe he didn't play. He didn't even make top 32.
Maybe he didn't. No, maybe there's a influx of EU players on vacation instead of that, like Archie and Appjack. They straight up didn't do twos at all. They're like, you know what, we just don't want the money.
Yeah,
Keep it.
it's very possible he didn't play. So, but I mean that we I feel bad saying it, but we've talked about it before, and I'm sure we'll talk about it again. A lot of these more minor regions, like your APACs, your SSAs, it really does just seem to be, at least this season, it was two region players and and the best import will win you the region, just like it did in SSA. And in this case, it kind of seems like it's the best region import and then one player from the region. So Cash in this instance, I think he just played very well, and they're able to take the win there. So congratulations to Kinotrope there. That's a big win for the organization, who is a pretty big mainstay in Japan. So good for the brand, good for the scene, I'll say. But that is the last of the minor regions that has and Sam has concluded. We will now move over into EU. We talked about the teams that made the top 16 last week, but this week, making it into the top 8 through the upper bracket, we have No Miss, Just Fake, which is Zatow and Zen, Gentle Mates, Oski and Nas, and through the lower bracket, we have TR, which was Toxic and Revzy, and Chemistry, which was Yujin and Reesfox. And from Group B through the upper bracket, we have Man City, the duo of Acro and Seiko, Carmine Core with Vatira and Juicy, and through the lower bracket, we have GK with Tempo and Mitzer, and Caliente, which is Sizen and Motion. So we'll kind of go through the results, and then we'll talk about the event as a whole. So the teams making it through to the top 4: Gentle Mates take down Man City 4-1, and No Miss, Just Fake sweeps Carmine Core 4-0, and into the grand finals, No Miss, Just Fake sweeps Gentle Mates going 4-0. As we mentioned before, Zen and Zatow go 44-1 on the event. 44 wins, 1 loss, the entire event through the open qualifiers, through every phase of competition.
They swept literally everyone except one team.
Toxic and Revzy were the only team to take a game off them. So, I was, we had talked about in the Discord, and basically, it was round 1 of the double Swiss, where Toxic and Revzy took one solitary game off of them, and we had talked about it, and I had said, if you had given me an entire list of their opponents before the event and said they lose one game, who do they lose it to? I don't know that I would have ever picked Toxic and Revzy. And no shade to Toxic and Revzy, but I was just like, I think they're just that good.
I think it was the first Revzy's ever gotten name recognition too was this past weekend, because they weren't even saying his name right on stream the entire time. So there's Rezi and then Revzy, so they were getting a little bit confused with that. But yeah, I mean, is it an accomplishment? I guess.
Comparatively speaking, they did better than Carmine Core.
They did better than everyone. Gentlemates, Carmine Core. Literally everyone you could ever imagine, they did better than them, because they took one singular freaking game. A single game was the bar. That was the bar. Everyone else got swept. That is truly, literally, Vatira and Juicy looked insane, or looked insanely mid compared to them, because it was just unstoppable. Gentlemates at least made some of the games close. They were the first 2, I think, were blowouts. 2-1, 2-1, 2-0, and then an overtime, and then 2 overtime games. So they did have a chance, although the first overtime ended in 8 seconds. I do also think that was I think in the second overtime, that was 2 minutes and 19 seconds, was the longest overtime that they experienced. It took until grand finals to experience over 2 minute overtime.
That's insane.
Yeah, they just everyone just got absolutely dominated. Yep, looking at it, I'm still not seeing any overtimes. There's 3 overtimes throughout their entire run. There was more overtimes than there were losses.
That's stupid.
Yeah, and I this is putting fuel to the fire that I think Zatow and Zen have to team up next year. Like there's I don't know what Zatow's contract or Zen's contract looking. We did look at Zen's contract last week, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
He's signed through 26, so is he free agent this year? Or it's next year he becomes a free
This
agent.
year.
That's terrifying. So it's really a matter of can Vitality swoon Zatow away from Carmine Core, or is Carmine Core just going to invest as many dollary dues, euros, pounds, whatever they got over there as they got into getting Zen onto this team? Because I think Zatow is their Trojan horse, their olive branch, whatever term you want to use, for their way of saying, hey, Zen, you want to win worlds in every single major and worlds ever again for the rest of time? Come here, buddy. But no, this is a Zatow. I believe they were being called all weekend. This pairing. Oh, God, it made last year's Carmine Corp look made them look like regular based off how they were dominant as ever last season. But like the twos run this duo went on was.
So
Lord, I watched the entire weekend of it.
Me too.
Whether I was listening at work or I was watching, but like there was no point where they looked like they even had an opponent.
So I did the math while you were talking, which I appreciate you doing that. I cannot see the individual game scores for the Swiss bracket on Liquipedia right now, so I don't have the data there. The group stage and the playoffs. Do you have a venture to guess how many goals Zatow allowed?
Oh, I know the stat. It's 1.07 per game.
Yeah. 20 goals total they allowed.
They had, I think it was, I think Gentlemate was at 2.8 per game, and that was second in the entire event. And below them by an entire goal.
Yeah.
was Zatow with 1.07. I think that is a very accurate numbers because they showed it on stream. I remember them showing that because they were like, this is how insane it is that like literally no one is even scoring goals on them. Gentlemates, the team known for being offensive demons, having literally Nas in 2v2 where there's one less defender for him to worry about.
And way more boost.
Yeah, and way more boost. They scored 5 goals. They maxed, their highest they scored was 2 goals in a game.
So they allowed 20. They scored 62.
Yeah, they were putting up like 8, 9, 10s on teams.
They tripled their goals against. They had a plus 42 goal differential.
In one Swiss.
Against the best 2v2 teams in Europe. Like, and Oof said it in chat. Do you just give them the World Championship now? Who's going to beat them?
Literally, because even Carmine Corp was dropping like double-digit goals on teams. They were beating teams 7-1, 7-3. They were absolutely dominating teams and making it look so easy. And even that team got help. They also did not score more than 2 goals in a single game. This is 2v2. This is the most high-octane offense. This is like the most ability to score or have high-scoring games. And Carmine Corp, who was making teams look horrible, then were made to look horrible by this duo.
I mean, the casters and the entire community was hyping this up like, oh my god, it's Zatow and KC. Like this is the actual grand finals. This is gonna be the best series. Sweep. Was not close.
Not even a blink of an eye.
No.
It went from out of all 4 games, 1 game was a 1-goal game.
It went very quickly from this is gonna be a great series to, oh my god, can KC even take 1? And then they got swept. we're beating the dead horse here, talking about the same thing over and over. But like, what like you have to talk about it. It's incredible.
Yeah, I feel bad for anyone that's going to Worlds to try and compete against them. They are simply lambs to the slaughter. I think there is no. I think the odds that we get it, there's a strong possibility that we get an EU triple crown at Worlds, where they
It's
take ones, twos, and threes.
there's less than 0%, or there's a more than 0% chance that Zen wins all 3 modes.
Yeah, he is in one's competition this year. Is he gonna win it? Got a steep competition ahead of him, but
It is possible that he could win
very possible.
3 world championships in 1 year.
Does that put him immediately in GOAT conversation?
I feel like it has to.
He'll have 2 majors. Will he technically have 4 worlds championships?
I would say so, yeah.
That's insane. That's truly
disgusting.
Unreal. Someone's got to stop this.
How can if he wins all 3? I don't know that you could ever say that he's not literally the greatest Rocket League player of the year, undisputed, because he won every single game mode. I don't think it's going to happen, but it could. He's going to win 2s. I'm calling my shot now. I think maybe a MENA team can take a game, but
in all fairness, it's not a crazy shot to say that
no,
team is going to win it.
That's like the coldest of that's like a Frozen take. Like that's not even a hot take.
I wonder what you know what I am thinking about. All right, this is not an ad, and in no way am I supporting this. But I wonder if they're going to be doing prize picks odds for the 2s. I know they usually do the 3s.
I'm sure they will.
I wonder if they're going to throw 2s in there, because I feel like unders on goals is going to be the freest thing ever for whoever they're playing against.
It certainly seems like that, but man, yeah. Like KC looked good until they played Zen and Zatow. Everyone looked okay until they played Zen and Zatow. They were on another planet. And like also seeing Zatow in the Vitality facility was very weird.
Dude, I was also laughing at that because he's wearing his KC jersey. I think he brought his own chair where they then taped over all of it. They taped over every logo on the chair because they didn't want. It looked like a different chair than what Zen was using. So I'm assuming he brought his own chair, whether it's a Carmine Corp or his own sponsor. But they taped over every brand. They taped over here. They taped over everything. They said no free promo.
I think it's probably. I think it was probably a different chair from in the Vitality facility, but like they probably have like in their contract like, hey, you can't be repping a rival company.
Yeah. But he's obviously not on contract, so whether he wanted to share that with his own comfort level or just he brought his own, they taped over. It obviously wasn't the same brand, and they taped over frickin' everything on it.
Because I would imagine like if he brought his own chair, then yes, Vitality probably taped it up. But if it was a chair from the facility, then he probably taped it up.
Yeah, well, it was definitely a different chair than what they usually use because they all have their same yellow and black
Vitality branded chairs, like the DR Racer chairs or whatever.
Yeah, I can't remember what brand because they were very distinctly different.
Yeah,
look wise.
Yeah, no, for sure. But in the interest of time, let's move over and, dear God, pray for me on some of these names. Let's move over into the regions that have not completed their 2v2 bracket yet, starting out with OCE. We now know the teams that are making the top 16 heading into the group stage, and that's Gremlins, which is Caleb and Gus, ZS, which is Squorchy and Zombie Freak. We have Surprise, which is Evample and Quebby, which is Mock and Amphis, KK, which is Keckles and Cadre, or Crade, Nerve but Better is Nerve and Laxon, Fake Prods is Electro and Cornet, Classy Flick is Juke and Jimmo, and in Group B we have Packing Pros, which is Super Lucky and Baz, Killahype and Aura Competition is Torsas and Fever, St. George Ilar, whatever. That's Fiber and Kaka. I'm sorry, Fiber. Please tell me how to pronounce that. Illawarra. I don't know. Illawara.
Say it like you're Australian. Maybe that'll help.
I'm not doing that.
Good day, mate. Can I go to St. George Illawarra?
BGNS, which is Creed and Prompt, Bills, which is Elliot and Hawk, Doug Stones, which is Scrub and Dougie. I mean, I guess, bro, which is Quix and Sebi, and Post Up, which is Cabo and Timmy. So we're still, it's no secret we're still Fiber fans. So I'm wishing him the best. Even if I can't pronounce your team name, you'll have to flame me about that at Worlds when you make it. But we're also waiting for the OCE playoff.
The tiebreaker announcement?
Yep.
Don't know when it is, because this is now for EWC and for Worlds.
Yeah. What a time to be alive.
I will say, I was expecting more fun names out of OCE, because they usually have the most insanely weird and wicked names. I was expecting a little bit more freedom, a little bit more craziness, since there isn't any orgs in this. Quite literally, I don't think there's a single org named in this.
No. Because they all play. None of them are playing, like, with someone from their org.
They're not?
No.
Was Kaka on? What team's Kaka on?
Every single, unless I missed it.
Gus is playing with Caleb, and that's two different orgs. Powers, Fiber, and Kaka.
Torsos and Fever are the only ones.
Canterbury, Bankstown, whatever the fucking Bankstown Bulldogs.
CB Bulldogs, yeah. Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs, yep.
Two of the Power players played with a CBB.
Yep.
And then Super Lucky played with Baz, who's not on a team.
ZS, Skorsky, and Zombie Freak both play for Team Abyssal. And Torsos and Fever both play for Wildcard. But other than that, it's different. They're all different.
Yeah.
So, here we are. But moving across now to SSA, teams making the top 16. The Meatballs, which is Tech Oz and Guns. Mizani Ballers, which is Snowy and To Die For. Death Cloud Esports, which is Waloo and Tescow. Black and White, which is Zany and Chankla. White Rabbit Gaming, Wee Casper, and Applesauce. Jason McMahon Fan Club, which is Gold Ninja and Zeph. Oreo, which is Cams and Nitro. Bro Code, Elia Kim and Dalton. And then from Group E, we have SCR Esports of Galaxy and Jeff. BTF Esports, which is Sweaty and Ravi. Synthesis, which is Daps and Declan. Lewandowski and Modric, which is Devour and Pseudo. The Good Little Kittens, which is Karsa and Tweaks. BP, which is TRST and Strudic. White Monster, Lixie and Mercury, and FY, which is Yabu and Flaps. So, some interesting names there. I think Lewandowski and Modric is pretty funny. I think White Monster is pretty funny. But some of the names...
The Little Kittens? Little Kittens?
No, can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it.
You know what's... Wait. There's 3 players that play for Deathcloud Esports, and Deathcloud Esports is not... The Deathcloud Esports team doesn't have any Deathcloud Esports players.
Yeah.
How does that make any sense?
I was doing the Google Doc earlier, and I'm like, what is going on? Why is the Tech Oz and Guns team not a Five Fears team? I was like, what?
So Deathcloud Esports is 2 players that are on 2 different orgs.
Yeah.
And while also having 2 players on the same team in 5 Fears. We got a Pioneers and 5 Fears team up.
BTF Esports doesn't have anybody from BTF Esports on it. They're on other teams. It's so weird.
What is happening here? What is happening here?
I don't... And, Marine Region is Bro Code, but it's not. And it's SCR Esports also doesn't have anyone from SCR Esports on it. It's what is happening?
I think we should pay no mind to it and keep it moving.
Yep, I would agree, because we still have NA to talk about it at some point. But moving over into MENA, our team's making the top 16 through Group A. We have, and starting out hot here, what a name, World Champs, which is Nupo and Drawley. 511, which is TRK and Ghazi. WT, which is Willie and Twiz. We have NTNT, which is Trook and Nush. We have Rafa Esports, which is Mohammed and T7LM. I'm not even going to try that one. We have No Mercy, which is AJF, and I think it's Muhammad again, but written differently. SAA is Suspect and Kabdala. DR is Raken and Dafi. And from Group B, we have DN, which is Dark and No One. Falcons, which is Rawas and Killers. VG, which is Viziz and Ghost. Nameless, which is Dash and Misho. Real Madrid, which is Doctor Known and Ops, WN, which is Warden and Nadir, V/S, which is Sonar and Phoebe, and Clean, QLEAN, which is Rez and M6R. So, kind of a bold strategy to name your team world champs.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Well, neither of you are world champs, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Drally is. Never mind. Drally's a world champ.
Well, Nubo's a 1v1 world champ.
Oh, true. Technically, they are world champs.
This
they
is
are
true.
both world champs. All right. I didn't think of that. That's
Not in twos and not
not in twos or threes.
Well, Drally is, but
yeah,
not in the region that he's in.
Yeah, neither of them are world champs in this game mode.
Kind of bold coming from someone who didn't even make Major 2.
Yeah, it is crazy. I feel like that's more of a Nobu decision. I think Drally's just here.
Yeah.
Okay.
A very interesting roster, not one that I would have seen happening, but I'm excited to kind of see TRK play with Ghazi. I think that's a cool one. I think Nubo Drali certainly gives us something that we've never seen before, which is welcomed. But are you ready to run our NA teams?
Honestly, no. This is a sad subject after talking about how good Zatow is. I honestly just skip it. You know, that was a good episode. Nice seeing you guys. Talk to you later.
With that being said, our teams making the top 16 from Group A are SSG, which is Reveal and Zach, Aw, which is Cheese and Talk, Dignitas, which was Bora and 5-Up, LC, which was LJ and Chronic, Team Silence, which is Reasonal and Pigeon, Brunyon, which is Kofer and Mech, Dabiga, which is Eris and Devo. Again, dude, Devo, rebrand, dude, you're not Devo. We've talked about this every time his name comes up. We have Pafuera, which is Tavaristo and Juji. And then from Group B, we have Genji, which is Magic Bear and Frosty. Tequeños, which is First Killer and Atomic. NRG, which is Daniel in Beast Mode or Dan Mode. Sup, which is Expert in Matter. Virtus Pro of Two Piece and Wavy. Not really good is Evo and Diaz. Juice and Monk, which is Juice and Monk. And White Room, which was Swaz and Martin. So we'll give a little bit more insight onto this one. Some, pretty decently notable names missing out on that, which would be AJ in Life, Hazo in Season 5 Cosmic, Relating Wave Crispy, Justin and Garrett
Step
G.
Bros.
Justin and Garrett G made top 32, but not top 16. So that was an interesting one for me.
Where did Little Step Bros go out? Did they even make? Oh my God, they got eliminated places 6. They're 65 through 128.
Nah. That's tough for them. But I mean, you have making, the top 64, you have Lethamir and Zapatos for Lethatos, which is kind of funny. There's, some names that you've seen that people may have seen before. But for the most part, our top 16 is going to be where we're focusing our time.
Did you see Gyro's team name?
No.
He played with Bosco, and their team name is Bosco with an Unk.
That's kind of funny. I was expecting Bosco sticks or something like that.
It's also Bosco with an Unk. Gyro's 23 years old and in college currently.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Yeah. But so I will say, and it's a little bit different than like an APAC or anything like that, but Oof and Hedge Solo signed up for the 2v2 bracket as well as Sasuke and I did. I think we both made top 800. I ran into a 2200s ranked team that knocked us into the lower bracket, which were that team was 2 games away from making top 32. So that was tough. They clapped us. And go ahead.
Did you play anyone important? Did you play anyone impressive in the lowers or
no? We ended up going out to a GC3 and a GC1.
Did you win any games?
Yes, 2.
How many do we know how many Oof and Hedge won?
I think one by forfeit.
I do remember they did win one by forfeit. I guess the team didn't show up.
Yeah, and Oof is talking in chat. We ran into some awful and toxic challengers. Yeah, I certainly I was in their stream watching, and apparent. So the way that it works is you set up the lobby, and they give you the lobby information on the start.gg page. You start the lobby, and then you start playing the games, and it's a best of 3 in the beginning, so it goes by pretty quick. Once the games are over, you're supposed to submit the scores manually, and they can verify it later, right? But they're trying to keep everything moving. They're trying to keep things going as quick as possible. And so basically the team that they were playing while the series was going on tried to submit 3 1-0 wins or 2 1-0 wins while the game was happening. They were and Oof was they're a better team. They would have beaten us anyway, but they tried to cheese their way through it. And so they called an admin, and the other team was super toxic and upset about it. And I'm like, that just seems super shady. They're trying to cheese their way through while playing the games. That doesn't make any sense.
Is that the forfeit?
No. That's what knocked him out of the tournament. But it was just when he says in chat we ran into some awful and toxic challengers, that's what he meant.
Freaking weenies.
No kidding. But of the this is probably a loaded question. Of the top 16 teams for NA, what roster do you think would give Zatow the most trouble?
That's the question. The question should be, can any of them score more than 2 goals against Zatow?
Scoring more than 2 goals is the same thing. I asked the same. It's the same question.
Well, you said give them a challenge. Give them a challenge.
I said the most trouble.
What's the most trouble? Where's the
scoring
bar
3 goals in a game? That's the bar.
I don't think any of these duos take a game off of Zatow.
I think there is only one correct answer to a team that could take games off Zatow.
And
it's Dan Mode.
You mean the team that lost to Frosty and Cheese?
You mean the team that did the NRG thing and lost round 1 of Swiss?
They lost to Frosty and Cheese, dude. We're cooked. You know how many games?
Frosty, hey, Magic Bear Frosty, not Cheese. Magic Bear Frosty. The Scrim Bear was moving different, man. I don't have to tell you.
He's known as the Twos guy.
The Twos
Bear. Or is
that
Magic Bear?
Magic Bear.
Magic Bear is known as the two. It's Magic Bear. My bad. Magic Bear is known as the Twos guy, so that's the only saving grace for them beating them. But also, you're gonna have to play Zatow. If you can't get past frickin' Magic Bear, you're cooked, buddy. You're absolutely fried. I think we're cooked. I think NA is cooked. I feel like this is all just this is just a Zatow
the victory
championship,
tour.
and we're just seeing who gets to be fodder.
Oh, I don't think that they will win, but I'm saying if there was a team from NA that you had to pick to take a game or more off of them, I'm picking Dan Mode.
What team was it that took? Who beat NRG? Who was it that beat NRG?
Gen G.
It was Gen G? I don't remember the Gen G logo being there. I just remember watching them lose to one of the two of Cheese
Gen
or
G. They lost to Gen G round 3 of Swiss, and that was a 3-1 series, and the Gen G team is Magic Bear Frosty.
All right. I just gotta double check that. I remember I had Dan Mode stream up the whole time, which is kind of crazy. I had the NRG stream up because they were streaming both FK Atomic and Dan Mode at the same time.
That's kind of cool.
So, yeah, which I wasn't expecting from them, but yeah, I mean, I barely got to watch any of the first Killer Atomic games. What I did watch, they looked like they were dominating, but I think, how would you power rank the top 3 here? Obviously, Dan Mode 1. Who are you giving second? I'm really interested to see how this Kofur mech team plays.
I'm intrigued. I feel like you have to say Atomic first killer. Atomic's just been so good and so consistent recently, and it's first killer. So whether you think he can win a LAN or not, it's kind of besides the point. He's still a fantastic player. I think that reveals Zach roster is really good. I think that I think of the three the couple teams that we've named, I think they have the biggest delta between like floor and ceiling.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, even NRG like absolutely crashing out in Paris still makes a top 12. But like most other teams, if they crashed out, they're not. They're like 16th. So maybe not the best example, but
I'm just looking at these names, trying to like think of like any, like the Carmichael couldn't even take a fucking game.
oh, I don't think it's gonna happen. I think whoever is showing up to 2v2 is getting walked.
We need someone to Michael Jordan. I'm just kidding. I don't even want to like joke about that. Whatever. Someone gave the pizza that made Michael Jordan sick. The flu game.
The flu.
The
Yeah.
pizza caused the flu game.
But I mean, like realistically too, like I think probably MENA has the best chance of taking games off of Zatow. Just like the level of players that they have.
Which duo do you think? Do you think it's the twins or do you think it's Jolly Nobu?
Nubo probably, or Nobu probably, and then second, the twins.
Yeah, no faith in the TRK Ghazi. Is that his teammate,
I mean,
right?
yeah, no, you're right. I think they're good. I don't think they're as good as the other two.
Yeah.
But I think that is the top three
If
teams.
we just have to watch, if we just go there to watch Zatow just massacre everyone, like I don't even know how this is gonna fit into the. Do you think they're gonna do like all of them like offline until the championship?
That is a good question. I don't know. I'm
I
not
wonder
sure
like what
how
the schedule is
gonna...
because there's a lot of because they're doing everything there. They're doing the ones and the twos there.
The only thing that I'm unsure about is if I think they'll probably just do grand finals of each in front of the crowd.
Yeah, I feel like the closed public days might be also where they run the twos and ones. Maybe.
So it will be. Oh dear God.
What?
I just looked at the schedule for the finals for the 2v2.
So, hit me with it.
MENA will the winner of MENA will play the Backyardigans in semifinal number 1.
Mm-hmm.
OCE SSA do not get a team.
They don't even get to play.
No, they just crown a champion. So that leaves one region to play no miss, just fake, and that is NA.
Hooray!
It says all of them are September 20th, 2026. All of those matches. I'm not sure if that's actually what's going to happen, but we'll see.
The 20th is a Sunday, right?
Yeah, that's the last day.
No way they're doing that then.
That just seems
because there's no way they're going to be expecting those players to be practicing twos as well as threes if they're playing on Sunday. On top of that, probably ones.
It says all the ones are also the Sunday, and that's EU, NA, and then MENA Sam again. But there's just no way that's the way that it's going to work.
Did they bite off more than they could chew? Did they put too much dip on their chip?
I'm sure that they'll release a better schedule as we get closer to the event. I would imagine with 3 crowd days, they will try to work everything in as seamlessly as possible. So, but
all right. So you're picking Dan mode to win it?
From NA, yeah.
Give me FK Atomic. Give me FK Atomic. We're getting FK on Sunday somehow.
Just for them to get absolutely swamped and him to never be able to beat the allegations?
Yep.
Fair.
Precisely.
Fair. But
I can't even defend him anymore. Bro let me down in Paris.
Just like the drone operator.
Rip that tire.
But is there anything else that you wanted to talk about Season 23, about any of the 2v2 circuits so far? Or are we ready to jump into our Quili question?
Nah, I'm looking forward to the new season. More Rocket League stuff, so that's also going to be awesome. Can't wait to find out when this tiebreaker is going to be. Can't wait for EWC. Can't wait to just watch more cardball. We got twos going on this weekend. Is it important because it's all for nothing? Possibly, but we still get to watch NA2s, which is fun.
We get EWC qualifiers, and then EWC. We get the FIFA Nations League that's still going on, which we'll talk about more later. And then we got 1v1 that'll be popping up soon, too.
All right. So this week, Quili yapping. The Quili Movie Club. We watched Scary Movie 6 last week. I wish I could have better words for the movie. I felt like it was it wasn't bad. It was just kind of a letdown. I felt like it could have. They set the bar with saying no one's safe, everyone will be offended. Did not feel like they did much offending for what the bar was for early Scary Movie movies, because those movies were filled with the most insane stuff you could ever imagine. I feel like these ones were rather tame. I feel like it was rather all over the place. I feel like the ones, though they were stupid and like had like the most outlandish story, including like aliens taking over that peed out of their fingers. This one, it would just randomly jump from like horror movie to horror movie, but like with no rhyme or reason. There was just no cohesion. It was literally just like, meh, now we're here, now we're here, now we're here, now we're here, and that was just the whole movie. Still funny, obviously. It's the Wayne brothers; they know ball, but definitely a lot of room for improvement if they do make a seventh. But that is my Quilly Movie Club.
So if we're giving a score out of 10,
I think out of 5, I have a letterbox. So I think on Letterbox I gave it 2 stars.
Okay.
2 out of 5. Let me double check. Yeah, I gave it 2 stars. I also watched on my own time Project Hail Mary, 4 stars. I watched Scream 7. That got half of a star.
Project Hail Mary was a great movie.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit overhyped. Anyone that compared it to Interstellar, I think should be checked mentally.
I liked it better than Interstellar.
What? No. I mean, I think it's a happier Interstellar. It's like if Interstellar wasn't depressing. There was no "Don't Let Me Leave," Murph. But no, it was definitely a good movie. Definitely great. Ryan Gosling's obviously the GOAT. He does no wrong, and Rocky's cool. So it was definitely a fun movie. Yeah, it still got a 4-star rating. I mean, it's still a great movie.
Fair.
Also, I watched Send Help. I gave that 2 stars. Sam Raimi, I made a take. He is the Doc Rivers of directors.
Whoa.
And the Spider-Man trilogy was his 2010 Boston Celtics.
Fair.
I just don't like his movies. His way of directing movies pisses me off. Not for me. But this week's Quilly Movie Club, we are seeing on Thursday, Disclosure Day. So looking forward to that. Alien movie. Emily Blunt, aliens and whatnot. All that good jazz. So I will be back with a review next week. If all goes to plan, obviously. But the Quilly question. Yes.
Zatow. I have no idea.
It was gonna be. I honestly it was gonna be. I've already asked a horror movie question related before in the same vein. I think I asked like, what was your favorite? This one was gonna be, which one do you think you could survive? Which horror movie character do you think you could survive? The question is, do you want to go vague or do you want to go like basic or do you want to go niche? Because what is it? We got the boy, the little dickhead that was in the walls. I could beat his ass. That kid.
Well, I know I'm already not dying first, right? Because like that, the stereotype will always prevail on that one. I mean, realistically, like if we're doing it ourselves, like I feel like I could survive Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
What? That inbred lunatic running at you with a chainsaw?
Just don't be an idiot.
True. Fair point.
Like if I get to be myself, I'm surviving. If I have to be a character, I'm not surviving.
That's how I felt watching Scream 7, is that they deserve to die. At every point, every move they could have made wrong, they did. They deserve to die.
I think about like the Progressive commercial. It's like, why can't we just get in the running car? No, we're gonna hide behind this wall of chainsaws. Like,
and he's standing behind them, watching them. Like, what the hell, man? Yeah. I mean, honestly, I feel like the basic pick is to say Chucky too.
Yeah.
I'm throwing that doll into a wall. I don't care if he has grown man strength. I'm picking that doll up and I'm chucking him. But get it, chucking,
Yeah,
chucking.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
But I think that's as good a place as any to wrap up for this week. We'd like to thank you all so much for listening. Huge thank you to Alyssa B and all of our other Patreon supporters for keeping the lights on. For those watching live on Twitch or listening later, don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and help us level up. You want to join our community, jump into our Discord, follow us on socials, Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok, YouTube, and more. If you want to rep the show, grab some gear from our merch store at boostoverball.com. Thank you all for listening, and as always, remember to choose Boost over Ball. See ya.